Welcome to the new session of science lesson. Today we will learn one more lesson, one more topic, isn't it? Last time we learned science. What did we learn in science? We learned about the food, health and hygiene, right? So you learned about food, health and hygiene in the last lesson. Today we will learn some anatomy, something of our body. Regarding our body we will learn something. Now for example, you see your hand, you touch your hand like this. Touch it. You are feeling hard, don't you? Isn't it? So what are the hard parts? The harder part of your body is nothing but bones. Very good. So that is bones. The harder part is bones, isn't it? Then the smoother part are muscles. So today's topic is bones and muscles. So today you are going to learn about bones and muscles. So now when we are learning about bones and muscles, so bones together, what do we call a skeleton? So skeleton and muscles, what do? They give shape to the body. They give us shape and support to our body. If there were no bones in your body, how would you look like? Would you be able to stand like this? No. You would be just a bundle, just a fleshy thing, isn't it? A round bundle of flesh like that. So it is not like that. You are having bones in your body. So these bones, this skeleton and muscles give support and make you stand erect, isn't it? They give support and they also give you strength. So these bones give, or the skeletal system you can say, the skeletal system gives shape and support, gives shape and support and strength, shape, support and strength to your body, isn't it? So strength. So in that way, now today we will learn something about the skeletal system. Now let us learn about the skeletal system. Now this skeletal system, what it will do? It will form a framework of bones. It is a framework of bones. It is a framework of our body. You can say like that. It is the framework of our body, and what it is made of? It is made up of bones. It is made of bones. So the framework of our body is skeletal system and it is made up of bones. So these bones give shape, this skeleton system gives shape and support to your body. What does it do? It gives shape and support to the body. It gives shape and support to the body. What is that? Skeletal system. What is the other function it is doing? It also protects your internal organs. Yes or no? Do you have internal organs in your body? External organs you are able to see outside, isn't it? You see eyes, you have nose, ears, hands, legs. But internally you have other organs. They are performing different functions. For example, you tell me some internal organs of your body? Yes, very good. Lungs, liver, yes. Heart, yes. Brain. So all these are internal organs. So the organs that are present, some internal organs like lungs also it protects. So it gives shape and support to the body. It protects internal organs. It protects internal organs. It protects internal organs. What is that protecting internal organs? Skeletal system is protecting our internal organs like lungs. You can give the example of lungs here. So in this way it also stores calcium. What is the other function of the skeletal system? It stores calcium to repair and strengthen our bones. Our bones must be strong, isn't it? So it also stores calcium to strengthen our bones. It stores, what stores calcium? This skeletal system. It stores calcium to repair repair and strengthen our bones. It has to repair if any damage is done to the bones. It has to repair those bones. It repairs and strengthens our bones. Strengthen. So it not only repairs, it even strengthens our bones. It will strengthen our bones, and moreover our red blood cells are also made by the bones. So, and to make blood cells. It strengthens bones, it stores calcium to repair and strengthen, and to make red blood cells. To make red blood cells. RBC of our body are there no red blood cells. It makes red blood cells and also helps along with the muscles for the movement. The skeletal system helps our body to move along with muscles. It also helps in movement. It also helps in movement. It also helps in movement. So these are some functions of our skeletal system. Our skeleton is a framework of our body. It is made up of bones. It gives shape and support to the body. It protects the internal organs like lungs. It stores calcium to repair and strengthen, and it also helps to make the red blood cells. And totally at the end it also helps in the body movement. So without its skeletal system it's not possible to move. So these are the functions of our skeletal system. So let us turn to the bones here. Only bones. Let us learn something about the bones. Now, how do these bones work? Now, 14% of your body weight is made up of bones. If you are talking about only bones, what happens here is 40% of the body weight is bones. 40% of the body weight is due to our bones. How much? How many percent? 40%. So, 14% of our body weight is bones. So, our bones must be strong enough to support us. At the same time, they must be light enough for us to move easily. Strong enough to support. Our bones must be strong enough to support us. Strong enough to support. Strong enough to support and light enough to move. Light enough to move easily, isn't it? Light enough to move easily. So, move easily. So, 14% of our body weight is bone. So, our bones must be in such a way that they must be strong enough to support us. At the same time, they must be light enough to move easily. So, in that way, bones, they are connected together by flexible tissue called as ligaments. Now, how are these bones connected? These bones are connected by a flexible tissue called ligaments. Connected by a flexible tissue called ligaments. These are called as ligaments. Here they join near the bones. The bones are supplied with, so here they are joined here. So they will have a thick thread-like thing will be there. For example, when you are walking and you sprain, you twist your leg, sometimes there will be swelling there. Because that ligament comes and fracture may not be there, but ligament may be cut. So that's why you get a swelling. So these are the flexible tissues called as ligaments. These bones are connected by, so there are bones, many bones you have. So they are connected together by a flexible tissue called as ligament. And now bones are also supplied with nerves and blood. Bones are supplied with blood and nerves. With blood and nerves. They are supplied with blood and nerves. That is why bones grow and they grow older. Along with you, they grow older also, isn't it? Because of that, they are supplied with blood and nerves. They grow, the bones grow and they grow older, isn't it? So, say the long bones of our hand or body, they have a soft fatty material called as bone marrow. So the long bones of our body, have soft fatty material called bone marrow. soft fatty material called bone marrow. So, soft fatty material called bone marrow. So, blood cells, our red blood cells, RB cells are made in this bone marrow. So, there is a soft fatty material, the long bones of our body, they have soft fatty material called bone marrow, and RBC, red blood cells, are made in the bone marrow. The red blood cells are made in bone marrow. So, these red blood cells are made in our bone marrow. So now, when you come into the bones, different parts of our body have different types, number of bones. Different types of bones, different number of bones. Isn't it? So, the soft fatty material is bone marrow. RBC, red blood cells, are made in the bone marrow. And our body has different number of bones. Isn't it? Each part has different number of bones. So, they also differ in size and shape, isn't it? For example, I show you the bone of this one. Finger bone, you see here, small bones. See here, this one are long bones, isn't it? So, the shape, there are different number of bones in the body and they differ in shape and size also. Some bones are big, some bones are very small. They differ in some bones are long, like you have in your arms and legs. Some bones are very small, which you have in fingers, isn't it? At wrist places or ankle places, the bones are very small, and sometimes you see you just put your hand to your nose and move here and there. It is very soft one. So it is made up of a soft tissue called as cartilage. That's, you see the ear, different shape, and you are able to move your ear, isn't it? You are able to move your nose. So this is made up of cartilage. So this is called as cartilage, which your nose is made up of. Nose and ear tissue is made up of cartilage. So in that way, there are flat bones. There are flat bones in your head, and in this way they have bones in the ear of irregular shape. Ear bone, I told you, it is made up of cartilage and it is having some irregular shape. So when we are learning about the different types of bones here, we will learn about the different types of body parts which are having different types of bones. Now let us learn something about the skull. You know, this is the skull. So we will learn about the skull. So this part of your head is said to be skeletal part. If you see, only skull you will see, isn't it? Only the bones. And the skull, you have the hole for the eyes, for the nose. So in that way you have ears, mouth, all this on a skull. So now when we are talking about the skull, this skull consists of two sets of bones. It consists of two sets of bones. It consists of two sets of bones. Skull consists of two sets of bone it has. So the bones of our face and the bones that make up our forehead and the broad portion of the head. So skull consists of two sets of bones. One set makes our face. One set of bones make face. And the other set make you the forehead to the back portion of the head. Do you understand? So in that way we have two sets of bones in the skull. So one set makes the bones of your face and the other set makes the forehead and the back portion of your head. So there are 8 interlocked bones that protect your brain. How many bones? 8 interlocked bones. They protect the head. Now, brain. So 8 interlocked bones, they protect the brain. Now this brain is a very important organ of your body, isn't it? So it is on the topmost part. So this is the brain which is controlling all your body parts. So this is very important and it has to be protected, isn't it? So it is protected by 8 interlocked bones that protect the brain, which is a very delicate organ, at the same time a very, very important organ of your body, isn't it? So in this way, it has 8 interlocked bones, they protect the brain. So now, our face is made up of 14 bones. How many bones? Face is made up of face is made up of 14 bones. How many bones? Face is made up of 14 bones. So among the bones in the face, the bone which have the largest and the strongest is the jawbone. Jaw, you have jaws, no? Upper jaw and lower jaw in your face, isn't it? The strongest and the largest bone in the face is the jawbone. And this jawbone will hold your teeth, isn't it? Intact in your mouth. And this is the only movable joint in your face. You are able to move. Lower jaw moves. Yes or no? You eat food, don't you eat your food? So while you eating your food, what you are doing? You have to open your mouth. We are opening the mouth wide because this lower jaw is moving. And this lower jaw and this upper jaw together, inside you have tongue, and that helps you to speak. Because of this lower jaw, you are opening the mouth and you are able to eat and speak. You understand? So this is all about the skull. So our skull is made up of different types of bones. It has two sets of bones. The bones that make our face, then from forehead to the back portion, in that way, and we have 8 interlocked bones that protect our brain, because brain is very important organ of our body. It has to be protected. So our face is made up of 14 bones, isn't it? And the important bones is the largest and the strongest bone in face is the jawbone, where lower jaw is movable and you are able to eat and speak because of this movement in the jaw. Next, coming to the, I told you about your nose, isn't it? Nose is very flexible, you can move it. You can see your ears, touch your ears, how do you feel? Smooth. So this is made about smooth bone, those are called as cartilages. So in this way, we have learned about the skull. Now let us learn about the spine. Do you know, children, what is spine? Yes. Spine is also known as backbone, isn't it? Now let us learn about spine. We have learned about the skull. Let us learn about the spine. Now let us learn about spine. Now what is the spine? This spine is also called as the important part of the skeleton, and it is also called as the backbone. Important part of skeleton. It is important part of skeleton. It is also called as backbone. It is also called as backbone. Also called backbone. Now this is your backbone. Back portion, you see, the spine, isn't it? This is your backbone. You see, if you bend. So this backbone is helping you to turn and twist. This backbone, it helps to turn and twist. Turn and twist with the help of this backbone only, isn't it? You are able to turn, you are able to bend, you are able to twist everything you are able to do with the help of this backbone. So now what is the main function of this backbone? The main function of this spine is to protect our spinal cord. So the main function of this backbone is to protect. Function is to protect our spinal cord. To protect our spinal cord. This spinal cord is also a very, very important part, because here it starts. This spine will control all our different organs, because it starts below the medulla, that is from the neck portion. It starts inside. It's a long one with nerves, bundle of nerves, and it is connected toward the different body parts. So any damage in the spine may cause damage in your body parts. So it is a very important organ of your body, and it has to be protected. So this main function of this spine is to protect our spinal cord, and it is connected with, the spine is made up of 33 bones. It is made up of 33 bones. And these bones form a S shape. They are very much interconnected to one another. So this spine forms the S shape like this, they say, isn't it? Because here the bones are, 33 bones are there, and they are interconnected with one another. they are interconnected with one another like this. So total 33 bones you have in your body, and they are interconnected like that. It forms a S shape, which is the spine or spinal cord. This is the spinal cord, this is the skull. You see it? This is the skull of your body. This is skull. Next is, see, this is the spinal cord. This is the spinal cord, which is made up of 33 bones. See this one? So this is made up of 33 small bones, and those 33 small bones are called as vertebrae. Vertebrae. So that is why this spinal cord, this spine is also called as vertebral column also. This is made up of 33 bones called as vertebrae. So I told you it is the ring-like things like bones, they form a S shape. Now we are able to. So in that way, 33 bones. Our spinal cord is made up of 33. Backbone is made up of 33 bones. And the main function is it protects our spinal cord, and those 33 bones are also called as vertebrae. Because of that we are able to, because of this bone, the moment that we are able to sit, we are able to stand, we are able to do different things because of this spine. So this spine is a very important organ of our body, or the bone framework of bone in our body. Now next thing we will learn is the rib cage. We will learn is the rib cage. Now let us learn something out of our rib cage. Now when I tell you about rib cage, what do you understand? See here, you are breathing and living. If you touch all this, you see, you will have bones here, isn't it? So those bones are said to be the ribs. Those ribs, and they form a cage-like structure. They form a cage-like structure. So totally there are 12 pairs of ribs. How many pairs are there? 12 pairs of ribs are there. Totally we have 12 pairs of ribs, and they form a cage. They form a cage-like thing, isn't it? So like this we have, totally we have 12 pairs of ribs. And these ribs, they protect our lungs. They protect our lungs. See, this is the rib cage. See, this is the rib cage. They protect our lungs and heart. So totally 12 pairs of ribs we have. 12 pairs of ribs we have here. 10 pairs are attached. They form a network, and they are attached to the front bone. At the back side, they are attached to the backbone. At back, they are attached to. At back, they are. These ribs are attached to backbone. Attached to backbone, and at front they are attached to chest bone or the breast bone, and that is called as sternum. In front they are attached to chest bone or breast bone, it is called as sternum. In the front they are attached to sternum. And 2 pairs of ribs, they don't attach to themselves, or they don't attach anywhere, and those are called as floating ribs. What are they called as? Floating ribs. 2 pairs are not attached. And they are called as floating ribs. And they are called as floating ribs. What are they called as? They are called as floating ribs. Totally how many pairs of ribs we have? We have 12 pairs of ribs, and then they form a cage, and they protect our internal organ like lungs and heart, and they are attached to the backbone of that side, and front they are attached to the chest bone or breast bone, and it is called as sternum. You understand? 2 pairs of ribs are not attached, and that is why they are called as floating ribs. That is why they are called as floating ribs. So the main function I told you, they form a rib cage. They form like cage-like structure. I showed you, isn't it? So as they are forming a cage-like structure, any internal organ is always, you see, protected by bones, because those are very delicate organs of our our body. So they need protection. So you see, when I was talking about the skull, I told you it protects the brain. When we are talking about the spine, then we said that it is also called as backbone, and it was protecting our spinal cord, which is also very important to the whole body, isn't it? Next we have come to the rib cage. This is also made up of bones. I told you they have 12 pairs of ribs, 10 pairs are attached like that. They form a rib cage like structure. So they are attached to the backbone at the back. At front they are attached to a chest bone called as sternum, and 2 pairs of ribs, they are not attached, so they are called as floating ribs, isn't it? So in that way we have learned about bones and muscles. We have learned about the skeletal system. We learned about the skeletal system. I told you the functions of the skeletal system, isn't it? How is our skeletal system helpful to us? How does it help us? It helps in the body movement, isn't it? It protects our internal delicate organs. All this I told you. It has it also stores this calcium to strengthen our bones. Then I told you about the bones. 14% of our total body weight is bones. So how our bones must be? They must be strong enough to support us. At the same time, they must be light enough to move easily. So I told you there are different types of bones: small bones, big bones. Big bones, they have a fatty material called as bone marrow, which will produce blood cells in your body, RBC. So in that way we have different sizes in bones. The bones of your arm are bigger, the bones of your wrist and ankle are smaller, the bones of your nose and ear, which is having a regular shape, is made up of cartilage. Then we learned about spine, then we learned about skull, then we learned about spine, then we learned about this rib cage. So we have learned up to this part. The remaining we will learn in our next class. Till then, have a nice day children. Enjoy your day. Stay home.